reaction to these tariffs and to the market sell-off?
It's a sad day, really one of the saddest days when the President of the United States is inflicting this much harm and damage and pain to people. Over $3 trillion of value wiped out in the stock market in one day, over $8 trillion over the last few weeks because of people knowing he might do this. And that's money from people's pensions and retirement and savings. And it's just a sad day for our country and, frankly, also a sad day for the world.
Help me understand, when you talk to business owners in your state about this news, what is it they are telling you about the impact it is going to have on Colorado?
So, I think people understand right away the tax increase for families. It's about $2,100 per family. That's the tax foundation, nonpartisan. That's how much it costs the average family. But what I think people need to understand, and we're already seeing, is how this will destroy the manufacturing base of our country. What I hear from companies is we're not going to increase our capacity in the United States. We're going elsewhere because we get parts and materials from other countries. If those are subject to tariffs, we're going to produce them elsewhere, whether it's Canada, whether it's Mexico, whether it's Europe. So investment and capital and manufacturing jobs are going to increasingly flee our country. Prices will go up for consumers, and it'll cause a huge recession for us and, of course, to a lesser extent, a recession for the world. It's a disastrous economic policy, and I just was hoping, like many were, that the president was using this as a negotiating tactic, but apparently he believes in a flawed theory that now, unfortunately, we're going to have a real-world example of how tariffs destroy your manufacturing base, destroy jobs, and raise costs for people.
Well, especially because that's the opposite of what they're saying it's going to do. I want you to take a listen to Lutnick just today talking about what all of this is going to mean for American jobs.
When Donald Trump yesterday said we have about $5 trillion of committed investment to America, $5 trillion, that means people are going to start building factories right now. And that means all that construction work begins now. That starts to employ Americans today. You're going to see plants being built, factories rebuilding. All shifts are going to be running hot across America now. You're going to see employment leaping starting today.
Where is it? When do I start seeing it? And how are they accounting for the fact that manufacturers, let's say they wanted to re-up manufacturing in this country, and they wanted those jobs to be in this country, and they were even willing to contend with what you laid out, which is parts are manufactured in different places and then often assembled here. We're going to manufacture them here. If you were dealing with a world leader who could wake up tomorrow and change his mind, what incentive is there for you to make a capital investment in manufacturing in the United States?
That's exactly right. I mean, what Secretary Lutnick said sounds wonderful. Tragically, it's delusional. And I think there are many members of the administration that I hope are not subject to this delusion that somehow capital is coming to invest. It's the opposite. Capital is being destroyed. We saw $3 trillion destroyed today alone of value. But it also deters future investment because nobody knows the rules of the game. And with manufacturing in the United States, if they're going to be selling to a world market, they're going to make it somewhere else. They're going to move manufacturing overseas. And that's what we're already seeing. People threatening and talking about pulling their investments out, going elsewhere. And that's tragically what's already occurring. So again, people who have a delusional viewpoint will, watch again as the unemployment numbers rise, investment flees, people's savings and pensions go down. And, I guess then hopefully they'll come to realization. Too late. I hope eventually they back off these tariffs, but the uncertainty will have already set in, destroying investment and destroying capital formation.
I think you get it really right when you talk about the tax that this is going to mean for American families and the fact that that is how people are going to feel at first. Because I think there are people who say, well, the market's the market, and perhaps I don't have exposure to the market. And it's like, no, we all do. And you're going to see this in the cost of goods. You're going to see this in inflationary measures. And you're also going to see it because our allies are no longer so sure that they are our allies. I want you to take a listen to what the Canadian Prime Minister had to say today about Canada's relationship to the United States.
Our old relationship of steadily deepening integration with the United States is over. The 80-year period when the United States embraced the mantle of global economic leadership, when it forged alliances rooted in trust and mutual respect, and championed the free and open exchange of goods and services, is over.
How do you explain to the America First crowd that America First is becoming America alone?
Well, and it's becoming America last as the rest of the world works together to build prosperity and wealth and jobs. And apparently America not only chooses not to be part of it to the detriment of our own people, but actively seeks to destroy wealth. We're a big market. We're not the only market in the world. Goods and manufacturing will go on. European nations will trade with one another. They'll trade with Asia. Americans on the sidelines, families are going to see the immediate increases in cost, $2,100 a year. That's everything from socks to shirts to groceries, starting right away. And too many American families will feel the pain of losing a job and the uncertainty around their employment. There
is, as with all things in this administration, there is the doing and then there is the undoing, right? Like, no matter what happens now, there is damage in terms of mutual respect, mutual trust that I don't want to say is irreparable, but has clearly experienced some harm. Let's say he wakes up in a week and he says, yeah, these aren't working. I don't want to do it. To whom will the rebuilding fall? And what will that rebuilding require to take, as the Canadian Prime Minister said, back the mantle of global economic leadership?
So two things. First of all, again, the uncertainty will set in and stay. The shadow of these actions will last long beyond the tariffs themselves. Let's hope he wakes up tomorrow, next week, realizes these are destroying our economy, reverses them. It'll reverse some of the damage, but not all. I don't think you'd see the stock market, for example, recover the full $3 trillion. You might see it recover half. You might see it recover three-quarters, because people know that they're going to hesitate to invest in a country where they're at the whim of what side of the bed the president wakes up on in the morning. Tariffs, not tariffs. What are we going to do? And is our capital investment of millions of dollars in creating jobs going to be justified and stable in a country where we don't even know where we can get our parts and materials in to make the products that we're selling across the United States and across the world? So this is going to be devastating for a generation. I hope it leads Congress and the Senate. There was a bipartisan bill dropped today to take back the mantle of Congress being able to prevent tariffs from unilaterally being entered by a president. It'll eventually take that kind of action to help provide the reliability that we need to attract the investment we need to actually grow our economy rather than shrink our economy and destroy jobs, which this tariff tax hike will do and already is doing.
Colorado Governor Jared Polis, thank you so much for getting us started. Coming up, much more on the impact of these tariffs and Trump's exceedingly unrealistic promise that they'll be able to boost American manufacturing.